Hey folks, hi. We're back after last week's little mishap. Yeah, I'm Misha from Black Forest Games, and today we have,
Adrian, also Black Forest Games.
yeah, he's our managing director, and he's here today to talk a bit about San Francisco and the GDC, where you have been the whole last week,
Yeah, a long week.
a long week. So I don't know if the people know. So just tell us what is GDC?
GDC is the Games Developers Conference.
All right.
It's a annual meeting of game developers in San Francisco. There also has been a GDC in Europe, but that has been cancelled for this year.
Mm-hmm.
And game developers meet. There are sessions you can visit about all kinds of topics of game development. There's also a big hall where game developers, middleware providers, and all kind of game development related stuff show up. The latest tech and middleware.
So have you been to one of those conferences or talks or presentations?
No, actually not.
Actually not.
So connected to the GDC, there's also the Game Connection.
All right.
That's another event that's close to the GDC
Mm-hmm.
and always takes place starting Monday and until Wednesday. And the GDC starts Monday with sessions, but the main part is Wednesday to Friday.
Okay.
And the Game Connection is pure business.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a meeting, it's a speed dating for from game developers.
With publishers, I assume.
With publishers
Right.
and the other way around, let's say service providers like localization companies, outsourcing providers, middleware providers. They try to meet the developers. The
Mhm.
developers try to avoid them because they want to meet with publishers. So everyone wants to do business. And also the GDC for us is unfortunately less something to really see those interesting sessions, but for us more to pitch projects, to pitch
Okay.
a company, and to find someone to finance our next big thing.
Okay. So you've been very busy. So the 3 days, just business meetings, publishers pitching.
Yeah, actually, so we flew in on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
left Sunday here, arrived there Sunday, and Monday morning we had the first meeting at 10 at the Game Connection. Horribly jet lagged, of course, and then you have meetings every 30 minutes. So they have
Alright.
a meeting plan, and then you have every 30 minutes a new meeting. We try to have breaks in between the meetings because beside the meetings at the Game Connection or at the GDC floor,
Mm-hmm.
you have lots of publishers who are around the GDC in hotels.
Yeah.
They have suites. They have suits. Some now have suits also, but they have rented suites, or just you meet in bars
Okay.
or in the lobbies, and then you just
Okay.
okay, this meeting is at the Marriott. Okay, run. Then next meeting is at the GDC. Run back. Then the next meeting is in the Westin. Then run. Okay, where is it? Okay, let's check. No, wrong hotel. Right. And
So-
it's
Quite busy.
it's only busy.
It's only busy.
Yeah.
Just busy.
And then you have the parties.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's not all business.
it's all business because the fucking parties are also business.
Okay. Yeah, I know that.
So it's actually the same. You do the whole day. You
Mhm.
try to pitch your company and yourself. It's just it's called party. So you got, for example, we've been at the Nvidia party.
Mm.
And you look whom do you know and try to get them to know other people and try to be nice and funny and still trying to tell how cool you are and how cool projects you have.
And we are.
Yes, of course.
Of course we are. And not the projects again. We cannot talk about them. Yeah. But we have cool projects on board
Yeah.
and a cool pitch. But so there were some big big announcements, not as big as for example for E3, but there have been announcements. The new Middle Earth game, for example, or
that's I don't think that's happened on the GDC.
it happened around the GDC.
Yeah, around. What I know is, for example, the Microsoft mixed reality device has been announced at the GDC.
And what do you think of it? Have you seen it?
Yeah, yes, I have seen it.
Yeah?
I haven't tried it. Actually, we were 2 hours late. We just came then to the Microsoft booth and just heard, okay, 2 hours ago they gave away golden tickets, so you would have gotten device for free.
Oh no.
But okay, sometimes just don't have luck.
Yeah.
Usually we get something when we are at the Oculus
Alright.
Oculus booth. We always get a free device, and then that's nice. Yeah, of the newest hardware.
No. But they also, what I heard is that they lowered the price
For the Oculus,
for the Oculus,
especially for the touch controls.
Yeah.
So it's they're actually for free now if you take the price.
Yeah, but that's great. So anything else something special? So of course you did see something of San Francisco. He brought pictures,
Yeah.
and we cannot show them because
See them on our Facebook page. We posted some stuff.
yeah, you can look it up on our Facebook page. The link is below, and just for you who arrived new, I'm Misha. We're Black Forest Games, and today we have Adrian talking about the GDC and the visit there, where he and Andreas and Johan.
Yeah, I've been Andreas and Johan, both like me, founders of Black Forest Games. So that's usual setup of a pitch team. You have so Andreas is the business guy, so he knows everyone, and Johan is for one of our projects the Vision Keeper. The Vision Keeper is the person who has the idea of the game. He doesn't need to be the game designer, or he doesn't need to be the creative guy, but for one project, the Vision Keeper who has an idea in his head, could be anyone. Yeah.
And he gets people to stick to this idea and not branch out. Yeah. So he's the guy with the last word on the game, on look and feel.
I'm the finance guy, so I would say the last word is always the budget.
Yeah, okay. But he is also there to keep it inside within the budget and the time of the.
No, that's the producer. The Vision
All
Keeper is just this guy saying, okay, that's what I have in mind. Yeah,
Okay.
no, it's not gray, it's not yellow. I have in mind this red stuff. It must be a red sky. We had a project some years ago where the Vision Keeper was back the producer from the publisher, always talked about the red sky, and it was so that's some kind of, he has it in his mind, and then that's the final say. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So look and feel,
Yes.
basically. Okay.
We lived in a hostel.
You lived in a hostel.
Yeah, we are traveling cheap.
All right.
So yeah, we ended up in a youth hostel. We booked quite late, so that's the only thing that was affordable. And the good thing, it was quite close to the GDC.
All right.
And the bad thing is it's nothing where you want to stay more than you have to. And the worst thing is that actually you can't leave your stuff there, because you have then you just feel okay. You have these doors with just a clap and they open up, and so everything that is a little bit of laptop stuff like that we have to carry around, and that's the whole day, and that sucks.
That sucks. That I can imagine that. But yeah. Wait, we have the good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hi there, you finally made it. Welcome.
Hi.
And of course Raven Lotus, who did some tech support. Thank you, Raven, for that. So we have a question from on Facebook. Actually, we are live on Twitch and Facebook again, and we will be setting up something on YouTube as well. So Daniel Rottinger asks, how do you decide with which meetings are important? Quite.
Okay, so usually, as I said, the meetings with people who could finance your games are, of course, priority. So, okay, sometimes you still look for outsourcing companies. It's when you're in a special phase and it's important. We had, for example, scheduled a meeting with a press guy, which we skipped because it didn't work. So publishers first, and then you check, okay, what's the kind of project you have, and usually you, if you're quite a while in the business, you have an idea what they are financing, what they are looking for. So, for example, there is this EA. Electronic Arts Originals program. They just lately financed a game Sea of Solitude that did Unravel. So that's a program that's really focused on some arty style indie games. So that's something we have in our portfolio. So that's one meeting we say, okay, it's always nice to keep in contact, but it's not a priority one. But if you have a publisher who's looking, let's say we are pitching an open world game, and we know there's a publisher who's currently looking for that, or who usually has that, so you can check his portfolio, then that's high priority meetings. And of course, you contact them up front. So, and if you raise some interest, that's the most important meetings.
All right.
So we also met, for example, Microsoft, we also met Sony, which are always interesting meetings, but with what we had, it was quite sure that that's no project for a first party title. So it's a nice meeting, but it's also not the important one. So really important ones is where you already have some kind of idea. They are really in the phase where they're looking for a project, and it's a match for your projects.
Okay. So we have another question from The Good on Twitch, and he asks, so did you pitch new projects or the project you are actually working on?
So actually we pitched a new project.
Okay.
So we pitched something that could start somewhere early next year. So you plan usually that you have at least 1 year time from the first pitch. And when we're talking about pitch, we are not talking about paper only. You really need to have a small demo. You need to have some visual material, and then usually it takes a year until you got the final signature. So we are now pitching for stuff that should be signed early next year, so that we can start development.
All right. And so how is a pitch meeting? What do you do in a pitch meeting? Is it like you sit together and everybody's happy, or how do you pitch a game?
Okay, so almost all meetings are 30 minutes.
All right.
So what you say, you come in, 5 minutes are gone because you're too late, the other person is too late, you grab a coffee or whatever. Then 5 minutes saying hello, this is whatever, this is this guys, have you met before, or just hello, see you again, nice, how are you? So 10 minutes gone. And then you have a PowerPoint pitch showing the game. You should have a demo and you should have a video. So you have 20 minutes left. You plan that there should be 10 minutes for Q&A.
Okay.
So you have 10 minutes to actually pitch the game. So we had a video, and we had so a video is we call it X video. It's actually some kind of video showing the mood of the game, like scenes cut together from similar games or from TV shows, from movies, just to give an idea about the feeling. So this video in our case was 3 minutes. We had lots of discussions internally because the Vision Keeper wanted to have a long video, and we said, okay, really when you're sitting there, you show the video, 3 minutes is extremely long. Yeah. So 2 minutes would be much more better. And 1 minute lost on actually explaining the game. Then we had the demo, which also is nothing you play, but you make a video of the demo and show it. It was also around 3 minutes.
All right.
And then you have left 4 minutes to go through the PowerPoint presentation and pitch. So and that's what you do. You say, okay, here, that's the game. We do it on a laptop or on the iPad even. iPad is good because you don't need time to set up the laptop, which is sometimes costs you lots of time.
Switch it up and it's there, and you can even have PowerPoint on it.
Then you go to the game, and we start first with the mood video, then we show the game, and then there's a point in the presentation I say, okay, by the way, so here it's a small demo we made, and then you close it, and then you go into, okay, are you interested something? Then they usually say either it's just nothing for us, or they say, okay, looks interesting, please send us the stuff. Or they look, oh, it's very interesting, cool stuff, and have some more questions. So that's the best situation.
So you have more time, and the guy coming after you is...
No, it's just that you feel, okay, the more questions are raised, the more interest actually is there. It might happen that people just say, okay, send me the stuff afterwards, and not even think about it much. Just collecting stuff and say, okay, we'll give it to my evaluation team after that.
Okay.
So, but we're doing that for quite some years now. So we have a little bit of a feeling if there's a real interest, or is it just okay, just send it to me and then forget.
Okay. So Daniel on Facebook has another question. Have you ever signed a contract on GDC?
Signed a contract on GDC?
Yeah.
So we actually made it. No, that was not GDC, that was Game Connection. We actually once were at Game Connection, where a demo was running and someone was walking by, and finally it ended up in a bigger project being signed.
Okay.
And I know that, for example, Deck 13, I talked with Jan Klose from Deck 13, they actually pitched something and had a long process of evaluation, whatever, and they actually met again the next year on the GDC to everything was negotiated, but they made some show about it that actually then at GDC they met and made a signature.
Okay.
But usually it's a process, and then finally contracts are sent back and forth. We actually never did a signature at the GDC.
Okay. So it's not a question, it's a comment. So that seems like a waste of time if you just do greets in the first 10 minutes, but that's how the business obviously works. It's called small talk. So
that's some socializing. You need to get a feeling of the mood. We had also some times where we had power meetings with people. You're completely not interested, and meetings set up, scheduled, and you make they're sitting there bored, and then after 25 minutes you anyway completely stressed, pitch the stuff, and then they say, by the way, we're looking for browser games only, and then you say, or you feel, don't say anything, but you feel like, okay, fuck you really hard.
Oh yeah.
You're setting a soul.
Yeah, I know.
It's really, you're not the cool game developer there, you're just the fucking salesman who runs from door to door and try to show your cool stuff.
And the good says that means the publishers decide within those 30 minutes if it's good or bad. So how you make your pitch to a shining star.
So at least it's the entry point. It's the entry point, and that's why we said, okay. Meanwhile, we don't pitch. Years ago we pitched the PowerPoint stuff, whatever. Now we make this mood video, which helped a lot. Cut together. It really helps a lot, showing that there is something moving, action, and we have this demo, which also should be promising. And we usually have visual-wise very promising stuff, so that looks very good. And then you have this PowerPoint presentation. You try to make in the first slide clear what's the game is about. In the second stuff, you say, okay, why it's cooler than something that's already done. So that's the idea.
So in the end, would the video gives them the vision of the game, the scope of the game somehow?
The scope, not but the vision, the idea, the feeling. And that is really something we learned that helps a lot.
Yeah, and the information comes in the PowerPoint. 30 minutes can be a long time. I know from the other side, when I present games to the press, that 30 minutes can be ample time. to really present the game. Sometimes it's not enough, then it's a good sign because they want to see more. Just if they have more
If
questions.
someone says, okay, let's talk about more, and they skip in the next meeting they had, then that's a really, really good sign.
Yeah.
And also, you need to get an idea to whom you pitch.
Yeah.
In a really good case, you have someone very high in hierarchy, or even a CEO, which usually doesn't happen. But we had meetings where we met CEOs, or at least people who are really high in the hierarchy, and that helps instead of this just and a low-level guy who is just running around collecting quantity and sends it over to some people. Yeah. That's also something. For example, we met Namco Bandai, and there we know them for a while, and we actually met those 3 people who are actually the ones who decide which games they bring to the Greenlight meetings.
Wow, that's good.
That helps a lot.
Yeah. So we have 2 more questions, and I would think then we call it a break for today. So Daniel Rottinger on Facebook asks, what about money? Do you tell the publishers how much money you need for the project?
Actually, we do, which is important for the publishers, but that's the craziness of game development or of the business. You have to tell, you're pitching something, you're not even really started, you pitch and say, okay, that's the budget. And game development is like any software development, like any project, they're completely crazy, but you are, and it's creative, but you have to define already a year before you even start to say, okay, that's the budget. It's crazy, but you have to do it.
Right. Yeah. And Gilles Verstrate. Okay.
Jill, hi Jill. Nice to meet you. He was intern here.
Ah, okay. So what is the current focus of Black Forest Games? Are you trying to make a new IP, or do you want to make more sequels from the games you have already made, or even be more of a support on bigger game projects?
So third one, not. We don't want support, or that's just not a setup of the company, because we have a full development team. So saying we support is usually focusing on a part like art, usually art, or tech porting. So we do porting stuff, but we are focusing currently on new IPs. We still have in mind to do Genesis 2, the endless story.
Yeah.
But the current focus is on building new IPs. We've gone a little bit a step further than platformer games.
Can we say in which direction we're moving, or is that too much?
I would say let's wait a little bit.
All right. Sorry guys, I tried.
But we're talking about the bigger projects than in Roguestorm or Genesis, so publisher financed, and with it's really going more on the open world area.
Okay, so that's something. We are waiting for Genesis 2. Please don't let us wait too long, or at least make another DLC. Yeah.
So I really, so I'm the guy here who is in charge of self-publishing, and therefore, of course, I have to push that we do something. So otherwise, I don't have anything to do. Really, Genesis 2 is something I would make it happen that we start this year with the development. But of course, there's lots of impacts you have to consider, and that might happen. But that's my plan, my personal plan and hope.
So Genesis 2, or the sequel to Twisted Dreams this year. Let's cross our fingers that it works out, and we can start on the project and talk about it. So Gilles, thanks you for your answer, and if he says it's nice you remembered me.
Yeah, and the great stuff he did is still so cool.
Still being recognized on my
Show by
portfolio.
when you're in the area or close to the area.
Yeah, definitely do. So yes, we're almost at the end. of our of today's Inside BFG
And of my coffee.
and of your coffee. I would give you an energy drink. So, yeah, this was Adrian talking about a bit of GDC, what we do at GDC, how we work there. And yeah, next week we have a new hire. He started this week, last Tuesday, I think. It's our new development director, and he agreed to come to the show next week on Thursday. So I'm really thankful that he will take the time to come here and answer some questions. He's a really cool guy, and yeah. And with that, I'd say have a nice weekend, have a nice week, have a nice evening, and we say bye bye until next week.
And the good, enjoy your swag from Roguestormers. See you. Bye.
See you.